program that we use for athletes who have difficulty reading. He reads by pictures. So this is Michael Clayburg.
Wow. My name is Clipper. I like puzzle letters, and sometimes you win and act. Sometimes you don't, but you always the fight. I love puzzle Olympics. I did basketball, track, and track and field, skiing, and bowling. I have been doing Puzzle Olympics. Did I was it a love in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I and almost 224. My jobs are Dunkin' Donuts and my boss, Sana, let's goof around. My boss at McDonald's and driver. Since a sweet boy. I like the liberty for years. My socks is toxic. I volunteer at the hospital, police station, and a volunteer center. My mom, I like my is my mom is awesome, mommy. And Pops is cool. I like Pops. thank you for being here. Thank you for coming here. But for our Olympics, be safe and have fun.
What a hard act to follow. My name is Bill Jones. Thank you very much for having the opportunity to speak with you for a few minutes this morning. I've had a relationship with Special Olympics that's about 23 years in the making. I first got to know Special Olympics when they became a tenant in the office tower on Elm Street. That's the building that I used to manage. So I got to know them first as their landlord. I got interested in what they were all about, and within a few years, I got onto the board of directors, and I served on the board of directors for 6 years. So I got to know the organization from that perspective as well. This will be my 15th consecutive year of jumping into the icy Atlantic Ocean at the Penguin Club. And if you've never been there, that's my alter ego for the weekend. That's Captain Plunger. You got to have a little fun in life, right? After I retired from the corporate world about 2 years ago, I began my volunteer work at Special Olympics as the Young Athletes Program Coordinator for New Hampshire. And as Mary said earlier, it's a program for children ages 2 to 7 with disabilities. And when I began, there was only one program in the whole state. And I've now opened 12 new programs throughout the state. We have a total of 13. I have twins that are 22 years old, Matthew and Megan. And they both have what's known as Fragile X syndrome. Not a lot of people have heard about it. Not a lot of people know anything about it. It's a very interesting defect in the X chromosome. Matthew is autistic and does not compete in Special Olympics. However, my daughter Megan does participate in Special Olympics. So what I want to share with you this morning is what's happened with Megan since she became a Special Olympics athlete 8 or 9 years ago. This is when I realized the value of this organization at a personal level that I had never expected and I had never experienced before. I thought I knew all I needed to know about Special Olympics. I dropped in the office all the time, saw them in action, served on the board, thought I knew what they were all about. But when my daughter started to train and to compete and to socialize with the other athletes, you could see the change that it began to make in her life. One of the interesting characteristics of Fragile X is shyness and lack of self-esteem. And it's especially true in females, much more so in females than it is in males. And it certainly was the case in my daughter. Her shyness was debilitating. She could not be the center of attention for any reason, for good or for bad. You could not single her out. And a couple of stories. I remember one of the events that she was at early on in summer games. It was a walking event. I think it was a 100-meter walking thing. So you've got 4 or 5 athletes, and they're all lined up, and the gun goes off, and all the kids, all the young ladies start walking. And I don't know what it was about Megan. We were all standing by the fence cheering for her, and sometimes that's overwhelming for her. So this was Megan at the walking race, okay? Just twirling her hair. I said, gee, she looks like she's walking through the mall. And she just didn't want to win. She didn't want to be singled out. She couldn't stand the fact that we were all cheering for her. And that's what it was like in the beginning. I also remember an event at one of the first regional track and field events. and Megan was running in the 400-meter relay. So they had the athletes staged, the 4 different starting points around the track. And Megan was out there, had her number on, she's ready to go. Everyone's cheering for her, and I'm like, oh God, what's gonna happen? And to this day, I don't know what happened, but they called all the athletes back off the track. They had to restart the race. So Megan came back, all the other athletes came back, and about 5 or 10 minutes later, they restarted the race, and it was time to go back out of the race. Megan couldn't do it. She just put her head right here and just cried. Sobbed, shaking, couldn't do it. And we tried to reassure her that it was going to be okay. Let's go ahead back out, let's do this. She couldn't do it. So another athlete had to take her place because she couldn't do it that day. Well, that's where we were in the beginning. That's what things were like when we started years ago. But through her continued involvement over the years with the Bedford Bobcats, Megan has evolved into an athlete that is now comfortable in these situations. And I think she's turned out to be a really good athlete. So how comfortable, you might ask? Well, I'm going to show you something about what Megan has achieved. And when you see this for yourself, I think it sums up what a difference Special Olympics has made in her life. Ready? Thanks for coming and thanks for your support.
I'll tell you, I can't handle any more of these mornings. My gosh, just when you think you can prepare yourself for these things. My son's 12 years old, and it doesn't matter. Now I know I've got several more years to go. I know you're not that much older than me, though. Holy cow. So it's an awesome morning. My name's Mike Dennehy. I'm the chair-elect of the Board of Directors for Special Olympics New Hampshire. And the reason I'm here today is because of my rock star son, Liam Dennehy, over here at table 3, Liam. Liam is completing his first year as an athlete, and he's got the gold medal to prove it. I am so grateful to be here with my son, Liam, with so many people who mean the world to me, and my family. I'm just,
You're quiet?
Yeah, I am. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm just honored by the presence of the athletes in this room, and the volunteers who make everything happen, and to our new friends here today. Our new friends who are going to help make our Special Olympics programs even stronger than they are today. You heard Mary say earlier that we're serving only 8% of people with intellectual disabilities in New Hampshire, but with your help, we'll increase that percentage dramatically and quickly. You've heard the full Special Olympics New Hampshire story. You've met some of our most wonderful people here today. And it's my privilege to make a financial investment to support our day-to-day operations. It's not just an investment in Special Olympics New Hampshire. It's an investment in our own futures, and I believe it's one of the most important investments any of us can make. You just have to look how far we've come in such a short amount of time. To build a stronger foundation for expanding our programs and to provide a stable future for Special Olympics, today we're relaunching the Granite Circle Society. If you've been inspired by what you've seen today, I ask you to consider joining me as a member of our society. Now I'd like to ask the table captains to pass out the pledge cards, please. Starting at the top of the card, the Granite Circle pledge level names are meant to give you a sense of what your contribution can do. Your contribution will go toward the unrestricted operating fund of Special Olympics. The first giving level, support an athlete, is a pledge of $1,000 each year for 5 years, which is approximately $83 a month. Your gift will let us serve athletes just like Macy in the video for each of the next 5 years. The next giving level, our Empower a Team level, is a pledge of $5,000 a year for 5 years. This gift will allow us to support the entire team. The last level, Transform a Community, is a pledge of $10,000 a year for 5 years. We'd be able to provide sports and so much more to an entire community in the state that's currently not being served. If you are joining me as a member of the Granite Circle Society, please accept my personal thanks on behalf of Special Olympics New Hampshire for your generous support. Although I started by introducing the Granite Circle Society, we know and we fully respect that you may prefer to give it a different level. And so we provide the next line just for you. On this line, please tell us how much you'd like to give and for how many years. We truly, truly appreciate the level, any level of support you can provide. And perhaps you want to consider giving some other kind of gift of stock, something else, something unique. Maybe your Red Sox World Series tickets. Or if you I'll take those for the rest. Or if you have a great idea for us, if something inspired you today and struck you, just check the box that says, please contact me, I have other thoughts to share. We need your help, connecting us to your community in every way possible. As you're filling out the card, please know that whatever you gave, including the gift of your time today, we sincerely appreciate it on behalf of the athletes here in this room, on behalf of all the athletes we serve, and on behalf of all of our volunteers. Thank you. And when you're finished, please pass the card back to the table. Thank you, John Hayden. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is John Hayden. I have the privilege of closing our event this morning. I, like many of the previous speakers and athletes, have had a long-term relationship with Special Olympics. But started in 1982 as an internship when I was in college. Quite candidly, is the only way I was going to get out of college was to have an internship. It's really become a lifelong commitment to our athletes. To this day, I still continue to work at the summer games and would love to chat with anyone that wants to get involved with something like that. It really is one of the best things you can do with your year. I've also had the privilege of plunging 13 times. Not as many as my friend Bill, but where's my friend Chris Panarese?
Right here.
I have a lot more than you. I have 13. I think you have 6 or 7. You need to step up.
I'm doing the plunge next year.
Absolutely challenge you. Chris loves challenges. We discussed that earlier. But really, one of the more fun things that's happened to me over the last 30+ years is it's actually now a family event for us. My wife is here. My son is here. My son actually runs with a torch run every year as a national police officer. He also is plunged with me. And my wife actually is a self-professed winter wimp. She hates the winter time around here. She keeps wanting to move, but she's plunged as well. So it proves anyone can actually plunge. So on a more serious note, whether you can help us from a financial perspective, whether you can come and volunteer at one of our events, and I know a lot of you are probably previous athletes as well. We actually love to have coaches working one-on-one with some of these athletes. If you want to get involved with any of those ways, we'd appreciate it. So with that, thank you very much for joining us, and I believe we're going to kick off the video.
I know a boy in Africa who lived his life in chains. I know a girl in India locked in a prison. I know children who are told they aren't human. All over the world, they are hidden away, shunned into shame, without anybody knowing their names. I know their names. The names are Dion, and Simon, and Miriam, and Florence. The names are resilience, hope, determination, courage. The names of freedom. They have strengths the world hasn't seen yet. All over the world, there are people like me, heroes in disguise, waiting to be free. We are so strong, but we can't break our chains without you. We are so fast, but we're invincible unless the whole world sees. Who am I? I am a human being with a champion inside waiting to get out. Together, we can unleash the human spirit, teach tolerance, and we will all know the name.
At this time, I'd like to say a big thank you to the Manchester Country Club, and we just finished our breakfast film. We have several athletes, and everything is amazing how much people care, and hopefully if they do care, please help us out by going to www.specialolympics.org, SONH.org. Please, we need more volunteers, athletes, and volunteers. We can use them. I'd like to thank special thanks again to the Manchester Country Club for putting on this nice event. Thank you.